Good morrow, fellow kings. We are days away from Wilds of Eldraine's release. I want you to be prepared for all the limited events you'll be playing, so I prepared a guide to hopefully get you that XO on your limited events. Have your survival kit ready for the Wilds and let's get into it. Like all draft formats, Wilds of Eldraine is structured around certain color combinations and their designed archetypes. In this case, we have all 10 two-color combinations, and we will briefly discuss all of them and some good cards to be running in them. These archetypes remain the same whether you are playing draft or sealed. In Wilds of Eldraine, WotC gave us one two-color uncommon and an adventure creature across all 10 archetypes serving as their signpost cards. With that being said, let's start with the synergies. Starting off, we have White-Blue Tap. This archetype cares about tapping your opponent's creatures and getting value from that. Our signpost cards are Charade of Numbing Depths and Threadbind Cleat. Keep an eye out for cards like Frostbridge Guard, Plunge into Water, Freeze in Place, and Vantra's Transmuter, as cards that shut down the board, plus get some advantage along the way. If you're lucky enough to have pulled other uncommons like Solitary Sanctuary or Ice Rot Sentry, make sure you throw them in your deck. You'll only be improving your white-blue tap effect synergies. Next up, we have Blue-Black Fairies. This cares about the fairy creature type and all of their schemes. Our signpost cards are Obira, Dreaming Duelist, and Spellscorn Coven. The commons you should be looking out for are cards like Into the Fey Court, Snaremaster Sprite, Stingblade Assassin, and Barrow Naughty. Now these are all commons that make fairies for you to later abuse down the line. Other uncommons that you can put in your deck are Rowdy Research and Dream Spoilers. You will want to be attacking with your fairies to whittle down your opponent's life and use them to draw cards with the research. And you'll want to protect them down the line since you're in the alley of casting spells on your opponent's turn, so why not get a little extra value by weakening their threats as well. The Black-Red archetype is a sacrifice Rad Matters hybrid strategy, where you'll be killing your own creatures and be rewarded by making a swarm of rats. The signpost cards are Totentan's Swarm Piper and Callous Sellsword. Commons that go in this deck are Rat Out, Voracious Vermin, Gnawing Crescendo, and Ratcatcher Trainee. These all create rat tokens to not only flood the board, but grow those rats to overwhelm with your army. Now rats really enjoy uncommon cards such as Twisted Sewer Witch and Tattered Rat. The Sewer Witch rewards you for having a surplus of rats, while the Rat's Trainee grants bonuses to your blocked rats to take some creatures out with them. The Red-Green archetype is based around Power Matters. Ruby, Daring Tracker, and Picnic Runner are the signpost cards for this deck. Make sure you stock up on other commons like Grabby Giant, Minecart Daredevil, Ferocious Werefox, and Territorial Witchstalker. These are all cards that either are already a creature with high power, or makes creatures with higher power. Now if you want to smash harder, run Boundary Lands Ranger and Agatha's Champion to break through their puny defenses. The Green-White archetype is Enchantments. Our signpost cards are Sir Armance the Redeemer and Woodland Acolyte. Commons for this archetype include Red-Tooth Genealogist, Curse of the Werefox, Savior of the Sleeping, and Slumbering Keepguard. These cards all care about one of the following: having enchantments, having creatures to enchant, when those enchantments enter play, or when they leave play. Now other uncommons to enchant your deck with are cards like Knight of Doves and Tanglespan Lookout, as more things that care about being enchanted or caring about those enchantments. The White-Black archetype is a sacrifice enchantment themed deck. The signpost cards for this deck is Neva Stalked by Nightmares and Shrouded Shepherd. Commons you should be running are Cooped Up, Hopeful Vigil, Wicked Visitor, and Conceited Witch. You want to be running cards to enchant things and eventually kill them yourself for value. Other enchanting cards are Dutiful Griffin and Ashiok's Reaper. More things to reward you for killing your own enchantments and get that value. The Black-Green archetype is Food Matters. You want to assemble all the food and have some gluttonous value in the end. Greta Sweet Tooth Scourge and Gingerbread Hunter are signpost cards for this archetype. Commons to run include Sweet Tooth Witch, Scream Puff, Hollow Scavenger, and Return from the Wilds. All of these are things that make food and use them for value. Don't forget to fill up on other uncommons like Provisions Merchant and Experimental Confectioner. More things that make food and use them for food-related value. Guy Fieri, take me to Flavor Town. The Green-Blue archetype is designed around Ramp. Build up your resources and cast expensive spells and win with them. The signpost cards are Trojan Gutsy Explorer and Tempest Heart. Commons for this deck are cards like Beanstalk Worm, Rootbiter Fawn, Stormkilled Prowler, and Balluna's Gatekeeper, all of which are spells that cost a whole lot of mana and help you cast those spells as well. Uncommon cards to run include Galvanic Giants and Up the Beanstalk, as these are cards that also care about synergizing with casting expensive cards. The blue-red archetype is Spellslingers. This archetype only cares about casting those instants and sorceries. The signposts are Johann Apprentice Sorcerer and Frolicking Familiar. Cards to run include Mocking Sprite, Quick Study, Frantic Firebolt, and Unruly Catapult. These are all cards that encourage the slinging of spells and reward you for doing so. Uncommon Spellslinger cards are Splashy Spellcaster and Hearth Elemental. Finally, we have some creature cards to put in our Spells Matter deck. The red-white archetype revolves around the new mechanic, Celebration, which cares about having 2 or more permanents entering the battlefield this turn. The signpost cards are Ash, Party Crasher, and Imidane's Recruiter. Common Celebration cards are Armory Mice, Twin Veiled Guide, Edgewall Pack, and Red Pack Thief. All cards to highlight Celebration by making 1 or more things enter the battlefield and causing these celebration triggers to go off. Don't forget to celebrate with cards like Pests of Honor and Belligerent of the Ball. Both showcase the celebration mechanic. I really enjoy how this isn't a straight up aggro style deck but still tries to play to the board. And that's it for the archetypes to play limited around in this format. Now, like many other formats, one card in the set does fit into more than just one archetype. So again, Kings, read your cards so you know what's best to run. And don't forget, Kings, whatever Enchanted Tale cards you open in your pool is legal to play in your deck. So feel free to run those incredible powered cards and get that incredible value. Let me know what archetype is your favorite and what Enchanted Tale you want to run in your limited decks. Please connect with the channel and check out my other social media. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.